All right, we're gonna work through this best we can. Welcome into the Gospel and Heifer Show. Rocky is in special state, everybody. So we're gonna be real good.
Hey, leave me alone.
I am going to leave you
Look at
alone.
this icy water I got.
Well, look, what we're gonna do is welcome in our special co-host, Miss Drama, is in the building, y'all. Can we hear? I can't hear you, girl.
I was on mute.
Oh, okay, they got you. Got you. Drama, thank you for joining us again. Another episode with Miss Drama.
Trying to get my light right. It's always a cute light when I'm waiting in the waiting room, but as soon as y'all add me, I turn blue.
It's sometimes the camera do that. What's going on, everybody?
Because I was
in
going to say earlier, it looked pink.
Right. Exactly. So Spiritual's in the building. I know she's here for welfare purposes. So she's watching Heifer 2.
And kudos to brother.
Okay. Avery Washington's in the building. Princess is in the building. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit that subscription button, hit the like button, and the share button. Okay. So we are actually on here because we are scheduled to talk to Amanda Seales. She hasn't made it quite backstage yet. So let me go ahead and get some drama conversation started while we're waiting on her. Now she is, like I said, on tour, and we're going to talk about this tour. You guys go to amandaseales.com and check her tour dates because she's going to be hitting a multiple amount of cities. She has been out here before. She hasn't been out to Houston since 2019, 2020.
It's been a minute.
It's been a hot minute. So, Drama, did you have any remarks on Rocky's current state?
Rocky is very enlightened right now. She's in a state of bliss that no one else is gonna be able to understand. So we just gonna go with the Lord in prayer and just pray that He blesses her spirit and sends it back down to us because it's gone to Him. I can't hear Rocky. I can't hear neither one of y'all.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, the mic went out for a hot minute. Yeah, but Rocky's there. I don't know what was going on with her earlier.
You know what was wrong with me.
I know what was wrong with you, but I didn't know that was going to be the route you took and that it was going to still be in this phase.
Well, you didn't understand the eye pressure I have.
Okay, y'all.
You know, so it was very irritating. It's a lot of pressure I get behind my left eye. And it's irritating, and I have to put a cold pack on it sometimes. And today it just decided to kick in a notch where I could not get rid of the pain and the discomfort. So I said, okay, I got an edible.
I'm up here texting Amanda right now.
So let me take half of this edible, and that's what I did. I will not find out what's going on with my left eye until November 16th. That is the soonest they can get me in.
Yes, so we're gonna hope and pray that Rocky gets her eye together and she got her edible on together.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart is defending Will Smith.
Kevin Hart is
defending Will Smith behind the Chris Rock slap.
Kevin Hart little, he just scared he may be on the next slap list.
Why are we still talking about this slap? I thought we was past that.
I thought we were too.
Chris said he don't accept his apology. So I think that's it. He don't accept. Yeah. He did what he felt he needed to do with the apology, and Chris said, "No, forget all that." So we should forget all that too. Let them people do what they do. I ain't even in a tax bracket to care what them folks got going on. First of all, I don't make enough money to care about their problems. I got broke people problems down here. I don't have them kind of the luxury of being upset about somebody being slapped that ain't funding me.
And that's my thing about it, because I'm like you, Drama. I thought we were so past this conversation already. Both parties and spoke, but I think sometimes people just feel they need to harp in. I don't even know if he was asked during the interview, but if he was, I would think he would just next question.
Well, they like to recycle news when they run out of shit. You remember when Will smacked the shit out of Chris Rock? Let's talk about that.
Okay, I just got word Amanda is running 7 minutes behind, so she will be joining us shortly. So let's continue our conversation while we wait for Miss Amanda.
So I got time to let my highness come through.
That is a very exact number to give. 7 minutes. Why didn't we just run it to 10? That's pretty exact. Now I'm gonna be watching to see if she come on here at 6:12.
Why can't I hear drama through my headsets?
I don't know. The sound's acting funny, so you can take your headset out then.
Okay, well,
do I sound funny to everybody in here?
No. I think it's just the way the sound on this app is set up right now, because it's supposed to be going through our mixer, but it's not. It's going through the computer speak. As long as we can hear each other, that's the main thing that I'm concerned about.
Okay, so Drama, what do these glasses do for you? Does it? If you didn't know I was high, would you know I was high?
I don't see your eyeballs, thankfully, because I did earlier.
That's what I was trying to. Thank you, girls. Okay, I'm good. Because I didn't want to put my shades on, look crazy. Because I think folks that sit in the house with shades on is weird to me. Yeah, it is.
Well, I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna leave it alone.
You know, look, I see a lot of people do it, and I don't understand why are you in the house with glasses on, shades, nigga?
Yeah.
Okay, let me take my AirPods out.
But Holly Cotton, you guys, make sure you guys follow her. It's Beyond 50 on the Ebony Network podcast. And she says, what about all the drama with Cardi beating up folks over her man?
So I didn't know she beat anybody up. However, Cardi is my kind of people when it comes to cussing people out. When they try me. That is she goes for broke. She wants you to want to kill yourself. And I too want you to kill yourself. Do something. I'm gonna talk about your mama. I'm talking about your dad. I'm talking about your bald head ass baby. I'm talking about your dad.
This is why Virgos and Libras got so much alike. This is where Virgos and Libras meet.
Hey, Holly. Oh,
because we got that same kind of evil. Because Libras, of course, she's a Libra. I think she's right before my birthday. Cardi,
I believe so. Yeah,
I think she's right before my birthday. But this is a Libra thing, and that's why I say Virgos are the same way. It's like we get real petty and bitch. Why haven't you cried yet? The razor's sitting right there. You ain't even looked and thought about that.
Here's this rope. Put it around your neck, ho, and hang yourself.
Yo, Rocky be on that shit. I'm telling you, if it's anybody. Because I know Drama, I'm not, thank God, I have not seen you in that light.
Yes, you have.
No. I think you could go deeper.
Oh, I can.
She snapped for a quick minute and had to gather herself. So I think Drama, we saw like a first layer of it.
Right.
And then she had to pull that bitch back.
It's tears to this shit.
Yeah.
It's
like how Shrek explained himself as an ogre has layers.
Yeah, it's like an onion.
Yeah.
Ogres are not like onions.
Rocky's a dumbass.
But no, it's for real. But I feel what you going, But Cardi whooped that girl ass. It was a while ago. I think there was a lawsuit or something. Nothing came out of it. But I do hope she whooped her husband's ass. She had to leave him for a little while, make him think about it, because he was messing around for a minute.
Okay, so here's the thing. I've never had a penis that I wanted to whoop ass over. I've just not run across one of those yet. I would love to have one. I would love something so
That's
good.
that good toxic dick.
Yes, I would love one so good that I feel the need to scratch your eyes out over it. But I just have not had Pettitar's dick before. I ain't had none of that.
But Drama, you know what I think it is too, though? We forget her background. She's from the Bronx. She was in gangs. I wear bloody shoes. It took Cardi a couple of years to kind of separate that hood life from where she at now. It took her a minute because she tried to whoop the shit out of Nicki Minaj, and I love that. Because Nicki was talking all this shit. Cardi like, bitch, I'm here now. What's up? What the Vaseline now? Let me go. This bitch was in a ball dress, looking fabulous. Finna whoop that bitch ass on the red carpet.
There is no fighting uniform. In case you do not know.
No, when you a real bitch.
It's kind of, do you want to fight fancy? A fancy fight in ball gown?
That was gonna be a fancy bloody fight.
Do you want a stripper fight with nothing but a thong on? Do you want a street fight?
They normally end up there.
You want a street fight with some black Air Force Ones? It's kind of like what kind of transition you want to the fight. What uniform you want to wear that day?
Yeah. How you want it?
But I think that was the last time. I think that was Cardi's wake up call, because that ass whooping by her baby daddy happened after, way before the Nicki Minaj. And I think she's calmed down after the Nicki, because it did make her look bad. And I had to tell y'all.
Y'all went out again.
What?
There we go. Nope, you out again.
It's not a good mix. Because I think Virgos and hoods are, Libras and Virgos already got a little hood in them. But when you come from the hood,
is a whole different type of energy. But I want people to stop bashing because you got to realize she's in the spotlight. Her husband's in the spotlight. Basically, her whole life is out there. So people going to have something to say. I mean, hell, she just got through with that lawsuit with that blogger. And that blogger, Tasha K, she still ain't stopped jacking.
Well, don't worry, she'll get it again. But I mean, would y'all feel the same way if Beyonce whooped whoever Jay-Z was fucking with?
I'm not for fighting over no man. That's just me.
I'm not either. But we also got about it too, though. This ain't just her man. This is her husband.
Well, this is what I was going to say. But when it comes to your family and somebody, and you got money involved, like on that level, baby, don't play with me because I'm finna play with your face with my fist.
Yeah. But see, that's why I said folks got to remember, just like she cussed out the fans because they got mad that she got back with her husband.
It's none of y'all business.
And that's what she told him. She said, look, I appreciate y'all, but look, this is my life. This is my husband, the father of my children. Damn, y'all, mind your business, y'all.
That's where I can ride with the fight if you want to fight, because it ain't nobody that don't know they married to each other. So when you knowingly go after somebody's husband, like, you know, it's the one thing when a man lie. You ain't got no business fighting that girl. She ain't know.
But that's why I said I hope she with her husband.
Yeah, when you know, then that lady deserve to put hands, feet, and whatever other part of her body on you that she want to put on you.
She knew.
Yeah, but I think folks, like I said, just forget that, you know, all celebrities are still human. And even you try to have some type of privacy, it's really non-existent because we got so much access to people nowadays thanks to social media. So you really don't have a real quiet moment. You'd have to probably go in the fucking witness protection program.
Oh, you got to do your best to do like, because I mean, I do give some celebrities kudos on keeping their shit private and quiet. And J and B do a good job, except for that elevated, incident. But, I could not imagine having everybody in my business, even folks that are quiet. Whenever somebody cheating comes out, tabloids are going to run with it. Mm-hmm. You remember how they did Kevin Hart when he was in the car?
Yep, exactly.
Who that bitch?
Yeah, so it don't take much for the word to get out here. But I'm just hoping that people just lean up a little bit. Remember, people, celebrities are humans too. Yeah. And they are entitled to their privacy just as much as we are. Because I couldn't imagine even being on that level and just the privacy factor being a problem. But look, we're going to go to a quick break. You guys don't go anywhere. When we get back, we're going to welcome our wonderful guest, Miss Amanda Seales. Y'all hang on tight. Be right back. All right, welcome back. We are back in the building. Let's welcome back our guest co-host, Miss Drama, and the woman of the hour, Miss Amanda Seales.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, Amanda, thank you so much. Girl, you look so cute in your pink.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Pink is the color, girl.
Exactly.
That's my favorite color.
Yes, it is my favorite color too.
Yes. Oh, see.
Well, let me be a good host. Amanda, this is Drama. Drama, this is Amanda.
Drama, how you got your name?
So my name is Andromeda, and people always say they make up other stuff. So I'm like, and I act.
That's why
I like, girl, drama, just drama.
You like the dramatic arts, but not the drama.
Yeah.
There you go. So Amanda, how you been?
Ooh, child, how have I been? I'm good. I am in the throes of really just trying to carry this tour on my back. As an independent artist, that is something that I think a lot of people don't necessarily understand, what it takes to actually get folks out to shows and to marketing is like a whole world. It's a job. People are literally, people go to school for marketing. So when you have to figure out how to do it yourself, it really is not my favorite thing to do. and no one cares about what I'm talking about right now, but you asked how I'm doing it. So
no, we care because since you're an independent artist, drama's independent, we're independent. So we know all the the pains that you have to do when you try to promote something and market something.
Yeah, and I think for what it's worth, like you deal with you just deal with the frustration of the fact that there's so many bigger entities at work, that like you are just like Lil You trying to navigate through. And some people might say like, well, how are you Lil You? Like you was on an HBO show and you have an HBO special. It's like, yeah, but I'm still a little black girl trying to make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, that's really what it is. And so I really appreciate folks like y'all because you're always willing to give me a platform to talk about whatever I'm promoting, whether it's a book or a show in Houston on September 30th. So thank you.
Yeah, September 30th. If you guys have never seen Amanda live,
you missing.
The last time I remember going to Amanda live because she was out. You haven't been out to Houston since 2019, 2020?
You better know the dates. Yes, it's 2019. Yeah, I was supposed to be out there at some point during the pandemic, but Texas was acting like there wasn't a pandemic.
Oh, there was not a pandemic here in Texas.
No, not
that was not an act.
And so I was like, ooh, I just can't play with that. And I just felt like I didn't want to be irresponsible with my audience. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to put my audience in a place where we got all these people in a room together and we know that there's like a pandemic and that the COVID was running rampant at that time in a way that was not supported or hindered by like, herd immunity. And then that was also before like there had been enough advancement, at least, or knowledge about it to where like less people were dying. Like it was still the throes.
Yeah, exactly. But the mayor and the governor treated it totally different. The mayor of Houston, Sylvester, was like, I'm not playing with this COVID mess.
But Abbott was like,
but Abbott was the one like, oh, don't wear a mask.
And Abbott was the one that told our mayor, if you do shut down, I will fine you and make you open back up.
Yeah.
So and he had to he tried his best to put in a lot of safety when it came to certain areas. But, and Houston was definitely an area that we're not playing with it.
But that's all right. It's over with.
Oh, that's what you think?
I really, it's not over, but it's like we've
it's tolerable.
Humans do. We adjust. You know what I'm saying? We figure out how to keep moving. But I remember I saw D.L. Hughley faint on a stage from COVID, and I was like, ooh, that ain't gonna be me.
Oh, okay.
So I said, let me sit down. Let me sit down.
Yeah.
Now we back doing stand-up.
Exactly. And I'm glad you're back on the road because I know you were doing things virtually. You still have your podcast going, Small Doses. You have your radio show on the Kevin Hart Network, LOL. So you still got things going on, but I know as a performer, you want to just be on that road. You want to be in front of people.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a catch-22 because like I don't actually like the road. I like the stage. So the actual getting on planes and going to hotels and the late nights and the early mornings, like some people really love it. I'm not one of those people. But I love performing live, and shout out to everybody who's saying hello in the chat. I love performing live. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like getting to just instantaneously bring people joy, through just thoughts that are in your head. That's like a superpower that I take with so much honor. So it's been really cool to get back in front of folks and in front of audiences that I've never been in front of, because I had never been to Raleigh. I had never been to Toronto. I go to Louisville on Saturday. I'd never been there. So, just excited to also just like, I feel like a lot of people don't feel like they're being heard right now. People don't feel like they don't even feel sane. I don't know what it must be like for y'all in Texas, because on the outside, it's like, oh, Texas, like it make, on the outside, these few fools make Texas look like in totality, everybody is on some next shit.
Yeah.
The reality is, if you actually know people in Texas, you know that that's not the case. It's just the minority is ruling the majority.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. But I think with us learning a new way to adjust, that we're daring to go out a little bit more. It took me, Lord knows how long, to get her to even come out the front, past the front pool.
Ooh. think you're muted.
Sorry, y'all. Microphone keeps going out. But now we're back outside, so I want to get to this tour date. You got many cities on the platform, but you're coming to Houston the 30th at the Bayou Music Center. So what can people anticipate about this upcoming show?
Well, you're going to get the typical Amanda keeping it 100. You know what I'm saying? So if you follow me on Instagram and you like the little bits that you're getting on Instagram, you're going to get a whole hour and change of that. You're also going to get, comedy that is not just about like relationships and about family, but also about society. You're going to get social commentary. So anybody who's listening and who finds themselves watching the news and cursing the TV out, this is the show for you.
Yeah.
This is the show for you.
Well, it must be for me. That's what I do.
We on the same page. And I'm just, I feel like so honored when people leave the show and they say, damn, I felt seen. I felt seen because you saying the things that I want to say, but I can't say. And like, yep, I will do that. I will say those things. That's actually my job at this point. So
I enjoy saying them.
No, but that's what made me a personal fan of yours, because you never bite your tongue. And the way you explain things, you can actually make the most educated person feel like this small by breaking them down in 2 sentences. I mean, that's one of the things I love about you.
I mean, I think what it is that a lot of times people feel like they got to say so much to prove their point or, to sound like they smart. When the fact is, the truth don't take no time to tell. Okay?
That part.
The truth don't take no time to tell.
Come out real easy.
If you got to do a whole dissertation and you are not presenting your doctorate, then baby, you are probably lying.
Yeah. And
this is why, Michelle, you got me. And I said I wasn't going to debate with something, and I know there's a known fact. Why am I going to debate with you? For what?
It's not a debate. It's not a debate. It's me enabling your foolishness. And baby,
thank you. And I wasn't going to do it.
Reclaiming my time. Like, and let me tell you, people will put you in a position where you don't even realize, like, you be into it and then realize, hold up, why am I debating? Let me stop. That's a situation I find myself in all the time, where people kind of just rope you in, and next thing you know, you're like defending something that's obvious. And it's like, oh, wait, you lying. Oh my God, you're lying.
They tried to, but I wouldn't do it. Oh, that's not fair. You're not gonna. I'm like, dude, look, Google.
Not fair.
Yeah. It's not fair. That's that's selfish.
I'm not going to engage in a conversation. It's honestly irresponsible to engage.
That part.
It's irresponsible to engage in a conversation with someone who's not even intellectually on your level, who doesn't even have the knowledge base. Like, I mean, there's this whole thing going on in Iran right now with the women in Iran who are taking off their hijab and they're challenging their government who has been suppressing women. And I see Black men in particular in my comments who are like, that's the law. If they don't like it, leave. And I'm like, y'all saying that? Like, y'all saying that? Is that what y'all saying? So when the law said that a chain gang could be formed by simply just arresting any old Black man off the street, should we have told you that's the law? If you don't like it, leave? When the law said it was okay to lynch Black men for basically anything, should we have said, if you don't like it, then leave? Like, I just feel like folks just be out there daggone mine. And so I found myself about to get a conversation, because we won't call it a debate, with somebody about that. And I had to remind myself who I was. I was like, oh, child.
It's that part. That girl, why? You are a peasant.
I don't have time.
But and the funny thing is, they were told to leave.
Listen, this is the thing. When you don't realize how your oppression is visible in other people's oppression, it means that you have lost sight of what you actually should be fighting for. That's the part that I think so many people miss. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know we're trying to be funny on this interview, but let me just be serious for a second.
Oh, you're good.
People just don't realize that like I see people say things like, you know, they not fighting for you, so why are you fighting for them? And it's like, okay, first of all, it's not like I'm on a plane to Iran like, let's get in the fight, but like I can at the very least acknowledge, hey, this ain't cool. This ain't cool. And I can do that about a multitude of things while still prioritizing the fight for my own people.
Well, that's called, to me, that's called being a human.
No.
It's called being multi-dimensional.
It's human. You are human. I'm a humanity person. I'm Black Power, but I don't want to see nobody else being mistreated.
That's it.
And that's just a human factor. And there's a lot of that's sad thing is we don't have that no more.
No, well, you know, I really be trying to do as much as I can with my platform to help promote things like this. So like there's two things going on with my show. One, I'm partnering with an organization called Headcount, and they're all about using music and film platforms to involve communities in the power of voting. So they're going to be registering voters at my shows. And at the end of all of my shows, I have been bringing on stage organizers from the community to talk about the work they're doing, why they're doing it, and how the audience can get involved. So I've been really trying to use these shows and this tour in a way beyond just telling jokes, but, you know, as like spaces for change. You feel me?
Yeah.
And as like community spaces, ultimately, right? Because when everybody comes to a show and laughs together, like there's something special happening there, you know, like that's a magic moment happening. So I'm really trying to harness that magic in other ways. And I'm hoping that people get to experience that this Friday at the Bayou Music Center.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna spread that regardless where you go, Amanda. Because that's, like I said, one thing I love about Amanda. The first time we went to her Smart, Funny, and Black tour,
hey,
that's a live roller coaster.
Yeah, hilarious, interesting, and hilarious.
And then you had our homie Ali Sadiq up there.
Yes, Ali.
She was just live with him recently on IG.
Yeah,
I popped in there.
Yeah,
he hopped on live with me, and that was one of the greatest shows of all time. Like that Ali Sadiq show at Warehouse, I think it was in Houston in 2019 was one of the greatest shows. No, that was 2018. That was one of the greatest shows.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
It was like a 3-hour show. Like literally, Ali is such a fool that we was acting up for an hour before we even officially started the show.
That's easy to do with Ali.
I watched and was like, wait, we ain't even done shit yet. Like, it's a game show. We ain't played no games yet. What do we do?
Exactly.
Ali naturally ignorant though. He can, you know, we love him.
But that, I mean, that's a one of a kind experience. And Drama does stand up. She's also an actress. Drama, did you want to lay a question out on Miss Seals?
You know what? It is not related to what it is. So, as a woman in stand up, I'm newly in, just starting to tour delay. What has been your experience as a woman in stand-up as far as men and how they view you as a stand-up comedian? Also, how men view you sexually, because it happens. Like, what has been your experience as a woman?
So I feel like early on, I had bad advice being given to me, you know, like, oh, the road isn't for women, and you know, you need to not talk about sex because it makes you look like you're not smart. And, you know, there was just chatter. But I just stayed the course. And I will honestly say, I've really been supported by Black men in comedy, and not in no funny business type of shit. I will say, like, whether it's DL and Dave and Chris, or, you know, just even folks like Ali and Guy Tori, like I can name so many brothers who like made it their business to big me up about my comedy, and not in a way that ever made me feel like they was trying to just say it just to try and get another type of situation going on. And that you know, that really means a lot to me. Like, we just had comedian CP on Smart, Funny, and Black, and he was like, you know, I ain't never seen nobody like control an audience like that. And, you know, comedian CP from Detroit is one of the most hilarious men on this earth.
Yes.
Like, hilarious and also brilliant. And so, you know, to get that type of support from him and just from anyone that I respect is really meaningful. And so for me, I feel like the reason why though is because I really don't feed into the whole like, oh, you're a female comedian, so you should show up like this. I'm Amanda on stage, so you're gonna get a variant of things. You're gonna get some nigga shit, okay, and then you also gonna get some intellectualism. All right, so you're gonna get a joke about baby mamas, and you're gonna get a joke about Harriet Tubman.
That part.
Exactly.
So I will say I've had a very positive experience, and I think there's also just the fact that like I really don't let nobody think they have a chance.
That is me. Ali also has helped me a lot as far as like I can call him and he gives great business advice, like the backside off the stage advice. He's been amazing. Steve Brown has been amazing. I'm doing a show with Coco Brown in Houston on Friday. She's been amazing. Who else? D-Lay has been super amazing. Like everyone, men has been very supportive of me. I've had a couple of issues with women here and there, but I think it's because I'm so supported by so many men that they view as, why are they helping her? So I've had
Why are we like this? Why?
I don't know. It has been a lot.
I can relate.
Successful women that have been successful in comedy do not have an issue with me. They have welcomed me with open arms.
Well,
it's women that have been doing it where they feel like 15, 20 years. And they're like, where you come from? And why are you on this person's stage? Who did you sleep with? And I'm like, girl, nobody. And not going to sleep with anybody. Because that's when you stop. That's when you stop doing stuff when you sleep with somebody. Because nobody takes you serious anymore.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, listen.
No, they don't.
I mean, and that shouldn't be the case, by the way. Like you should be able to sleep with this person and still be taken seriously. Like the two should not coincide, because let me tell you, none of these men are being taken less seriously for sleeping with you. Okay. Nope. So it shouldn't be a one-way deal. However, I will say, like, what I love about comedy is at the end of the day, it's just, are you funny? That's it. So when people aren't really popping and they not making it, there's definitely a question that has to be asked about, like, so first and foremost, are you funny? Because if you're not, if you're funny and it's not popping for you, then there's another conversation. Is it a business situation? Is it your work ethic? Is it the way you're interacting with people? But ultimately, that's a conversation someone has to have with themselves. And whenever people are looking at somebody else wondering, well, why are they getting something that I'm not? To me, the conversation should always be with yourself. Like, it's not about why are they getting that. It's about you asking yourself, why am I not getting that? Like, what am I not doing? And learning. Like, you can look at somebody else and be like, you know what? They are fill in the blank. And it's like, does that fit with you? Or does that not fit with you? I could tell you, I started doing stand-up because I looked at other people who were in a position that I wanted to be in, and I studied what they had going on, and realized, oh, okay, these folks all do stand-up, and that's the one thing I don't do that they do.
Right.
So that's what I got to do. I got to do stand-up.
Exactly.
And that changed my life.
Well, special shout out to Flame Monroe. Legend is in the building. Flame. Yes, love us some Flame, boy. I'm telling you, Flame is going to be the #1 marketing person for the Woman King. I can tell you that right now.
But I want what Amanda said comes from someone that is self-healed and positive. And if we all work like that, the world would be so much better. Because that's the way I look at, okay, you successful, this is how you did it. Let me study and not be mad. And what do I need to do better to improve to get myself there? But a lot of folks don't think like that.
And in addition to, go ahead. I'm sorry. No, in addition to be funny, be likable. Don't be a bitch to people. Like, it's so free to be nice. It does not cost you anything. And you can be generous with the nice.
People think that's like a part of being like edgy. You know what I mean? Like, some people think that like being stank is kind of like intriguing, I guess. And it's not. Like, it's not. Like, some people feel like that's a part of being like a diva, I think. And that it makes them look like they're like, I don't know, like mysterious or untouchable. And really, I mean, because I get that rap sometimes too, when it's like it ain't even that deep. I'm just annoyed in general right now.
Yeah, man, it sound like me. It's not that you're being mean, it's just like you irritating me.
Like I'm irritated, and then you came in and now you irritating. So
exactly
that part.
You know, but I will say, I think the biggest thing too about looking at other people is always realizing you do not know their whole story.
Yes.
That part.
And it's
you
not
don't
your
know what they gave up to get where they at. You don't know what sacrifices they've made. You don't know what they've poured into. You don't know. You don't know. Mm-hmm. And you don't know that you would do the same. So it's like you study as much as you can, and then you keep on trucking with what feels right for you. And, you know, you still got to check in and, okay, does this still work? Because it worked last time, but I don't know if it's working this time. You know, and that's the type of thing I think a lot of us are just, it's tiring to do, but it's necessary.
It's necessary and tiring at the same time. But that's what we love about you, because you embody all the positiveness. And I mean, even though there's situations that we have to bitch about from time to time. You did a skit on Instagram recently about the Black Mermaid and the boyfriend that made a remark, and I was on the floor.
I saw that too.
You know what I like? I like that you called it a skit, because you, with your intellectualism and your maturity, were able to identify like, oh, this is not like a true commentary. This is a joke. Like
people took that serious, like you were just what? That'd be weird, man.
Listen, because you know, places like the Shade Room and such, like they will position something in a certain way, and then people receive it as that. So the same way that they had positioned his statement as serious, even though apparently he was being sarcastic, was the same way that they positioned my video as serious, even though I was like literally smacking my gum and joking, and literally used a joke from my stand-up special. But I mean, listen, the other part of it is that I'm glad to hear that he was being sarcastic, because so many people say that and are dead serious.
Yeah. Yeah. But I was having that conversation with Flame, matter of fact, the other day, and it was just like, are we at a point where our youth today just does not know what the reality is, or do they choose not to know? There's
certain things I see that happen on TikTok that make me say, I mean, I can't generalize an entire generation, but I definitely feel like there are a lot of youth who think because they're dating a white person, or because they've had success, or because they see an abundance of successful Black people, that racism is no longer at work in this nation. And they are sorely misled. And I would hate for them to learn the hard way.
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah.
I don't know how they not seeing what I see. But then too, not only history being Black history being snatched out of schools, this generation don't want to read nothing past the headline.
I don't even know that that's this generation, because I know a lot of grown adults.
True. Let me take that back. You stand corrected. Yeah. Because I'm like, did you read the whole story? So
I just read the headline and went with that.
I said, no, you got to read the whole story.
Even though we know that the headline is clickbait, you know what I'm saying? Like the headline be the thing that they just throw out there to drag you in. And, you know, like in that story with the Little Mermaid dude, like, I don't know. Apparently, like when I watched it, I couldn't tell, like, is he being serious? Is he not? But like people who watch his videos are like, oh, he does this all the time. So like this is his MO. And I'm just like, yeah, but I also shouldn't have to watch like 7 videos to know. You feel me? And so like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, and people were literally saying, like, you should have watched his videos, so you should have done your research to know. And it's like, so cut it out. But I think an article, like, people don't want to read an article. Like, people don't want to read an article.
No.
And let me tell you, so I do this thing on my Instagram Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays at 5 p.m. Pacific for an hour, called Amanda and the Headlines, where I talk about headlines that are going on in the zeitgeist of things. And I talk about, you know, topics that people are talking about on the internet and whatnot. And a lot of it ends up being me breaking down a headline for what it actually is versus what they actually wrote. Because that's the other thing. Like it's like a skill. You got to learn a skill to read between these lines. And you'll see 2 different headlines about the same thing.
That part, yes.
And they both look like two completely different stories.
Yep.
And it's not the case. And it's because there used to be a whole like ethics to journalism, and now it's really just like how do we get the most clicks? And like you'll be reading an article like, why does article feel like this, and then you look up at the top, it's like, oh, it was an op-ed. It's all opinion. Give me the facts. Give me the facts. I want the facts.
Yeah, I think that's one of the problems with our society. We just think that it ought to be automatically facts when our eyes run across something, and I'm like, it don't hurt to read, dog. It don't really hurt for you to read a paragraph or two.
I see people share articles from The Onion, and I'm like, you literally can just scroll to the very bottom of the page, and it says, "This ain't real, dog." Like, that's the fastest thing to do. When you see a headline, just scroll down. Take a moment. Don't skip the article. Don't read that yet. Leave that alone. Go to the bottom. Get to the bottom.
Exactly.
And that's talking about all of this, and they talking about they want to dissolve the Department of Education. Lord.
Don't even get me started on that. But I know that Amanda brings all of this to her stand-up. Like I said, she Amanda's funny as shit. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. But when it comes to getting a point, she's gonna be bringing all kind of facts. Damn Wikipedia, we got all these Amanda Seals facts. That's what we call them, dropping them gems. Hilarious. So if you like to be entertained, if you like to laugh, if you like to be encouraged
and learn,
all that right there,
learn.
I mean, listen, for me, my favorite comedy shows are ones where like they sneak in the learning, like you laugh the whole time and then you leave, you like, oh, you know what? I didn't even realize that, and I think Chris and, Dave particularly Dave's early stuff was very much like that. And those are the two folks that I've come up watching, so I am doing my best to continue their work. People have been telling me lately now that I am reminiscent of Paul Mooney, and I will take that to heart.
That's an honor.
That is a major honor. I mean, but what other woman do you know when compared to Paul Mooney?
Amanda.
Yeah.
I'm being a smart ass. I'm just
but that's a big compliment.
It is.
You know what? To keep it a buck, like during Paul Mooney's era, I feel like women, particularly Black women in stand-up, like they were going through the same thing as like Black women rappers, and they was having to really try and flex with these dudes in ways that didn't allow them to even stretch and spread their wings like that, because folks was really not trying to hear Black women comedians unless they was talking about, sex, and unless they was talking about dudes. It was really limiting. So I appreciate the work that they put in to open the door for folks like me who can come on stage and, not just be held to like this very small topics space, but who can really get up there and we gonna talk about, can I curse on this?
Of course.
You already did, actually.
Look,
you already did.
I think I said shit, which is light. But like, for instance, like in my show, we gonna talk about like, why is it that drug dealers had the best dick? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it about? Why is that? So we're gonna talk about that.
Broke and illegal dick is always the best. Broke and illegal.
They feel like their freedom could be taken at any time,
Yeah, they gotta get a good one on.
It was because he got the best, cannabis and good toxic dick. That works for me.
I just was telling the heifers about a show I did last week where when you got people teaching you like Ali and D-Lay and Steve Brown and Coco Brown, I did a show last week where it was I suck dick, you suck dick, I suck dick, we all suck dick, everybody suck dick, dick. And I was wet because I was headlining. I literally sat back and said, I'm not going last. I want to go next.
I want to throw around though.
And I turned to the girl next to me and was like, you're going to go last because I'm not sitting through how much dick we sucking tonight.
How much dicks is we sucking? But you know what? But that's because I think a lot of folks still think that that's all they can talk about.
Oh, one girl was losing the crowd and immediately said, oh, y'all not laughing tonight. I know y'all bitches suck dick. I was like, no, that is not how you
go back to sucking.
Did the crowd come back?
They did. And then I was like, this ain't my type. This ain't the show for me. This is not my audience.
That's the other thing. Listen, Black people ain't a monolith. So not every crowd is every crowd. It's for every crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the facts. Like, you have to, sometimes you're just like, you know what? Like you did. You know what? This ain't my
I went and did my set and I said, I know y'all want to hear about dick sucking. But it's
so I'm gonna get out the way. I'm gonna get out the way.
So I said, so I'm gonna give y'all this little set and I'm gonna get out. And they fell out laughing. I was like, because while I am a woman who dines on the wieners every now and again, I won't be talking about it tonight. Those are private conversations that I have with my friends, and I don't know y'all bitches.
But if I'm gonna talk about these things, it's a late show. It's a late show. But at the end of the day,
but everybody already did it.
It's the versatility, right? So it's like, if everybody's gonna talk about it, then I'm gonna challenge myself. Like, well, we got to talk about something else. At the very least, talk about pussy eating. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk about. At the very least, talk about somebody going down on you. Like, I mean,
yeah, like how stimulating that is, and what you need to be doing.
Switch it up.
I've been trying to retrain men when it comes to going down, especially on me. Okay, all that lapping your tongue, like. I don't like that. This is not what we do.
We was talking about a set. How we get here?
This is a set right here. We're finna train men right now how to probably eat the monkey. Vagina, snatch.
I mean, ultimately, I feel like folks want to come to a show and see like a full spectrum of stuff. And I know that my audiences, they love to connect with me as a Black woman, but then also to connect with me as a smart person, also connect with me as a human, like you mentioned earlier. And so, you know, I'm going to talk about relationships. I'm going to talk about sex, but I'm also going to talk about gun control and Roe v. Wade. You know, like, we going to talk about all those things. And at several points in the show, you will say, how did we get here? But we going to always land on our feet.
I'm cool with talking about sex. But when it's 6 women on the show, 5 out of 6 can't suck dick. Somebody
only talk about it.
The audience, like, you know, the audience ends up dictating that. If somebody sees that the audience is responding to that, I can't even blame them for being like, well, now I guess I got to pull out my dick.
A good comedian knows you control the audience. You tell them what's funny. You don't let them tell you what's funny.
Why you were the headliner. That's why you were the headliner.
Like, I'm gonna tell you what's funny.
They are learning.
I'm bringing you to me. You're not gonna make me come down there.
I would have been stone faced in the audience. I don't want to hear that shit.
No, I didn't. It took me a minute to realize, like, oh, this is not when I'm on stage, I'm not convincing them I'm funny. I'm inviting them into my funny.
Yeah.
It takes a certain level of time and, you know, reps and just, you know, experience to even truly get grounded enough and secure enough in your style and your voice to be able to do that. And I feel like some folks also, they may be younger, so they may not even fully know who they are when they get to comedy. I feel like I was able to move up in comedy pretty fast because by the time I got to comedy, I was already grown. Like, I was 33. I knew who I was. I knew my voice. Like, I knew what I was about. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like I was fishing around in front of people, which is scary. Like, you know, so, but I feel like what you were experiencing is like what I used to experience at open mics with white boys who would come on stage and just say the most outlandish, racist, outlandish, misogynist, outlandish, just whatever they can, because what they didn't realize is that the laughs weren't coming because it was funny. It was becoming because it was like shock value. Like, it wasn't an organic, real laugh. It's someone laughing at you, not with you.
Yeah. Let me tell you when I was done. When the white lady on the show walked up. So the title of the show was Why Women Trip. The white lady, who was 69 years old, comes up. In the first part of her set, the first thing out of her mouth is, y'all want to know why women trip? Because they sick of niggas. Do what now?
But see, y'all didn't run on the stage, and that's y'all
Wait,
fault.
I looked at her, I said, did she just...
That part, Amanda.
That's y'all fault.
I said, did she say... I'm like, surely they about to take the mic.
Did you say anything?
I said, surely they're taking the mic.
But did you say anything?
I went to the producer. I said, get her down now. But as I'm walking over there, she then says, when I first married my husband, he was so skinny. I sent his picture to Africa and they sent us food. I yelled from the back. I said, sit your ass down.
Thank you. Did she sit down?
She was like, "Who said that?" Me. Sit down.
I'm like,
The
someone just came
host
on
went
here
and got the
said it was
mic, and
like-
she was done. And she came over and was like, "That was rude." And y'all, I never talk to people, older people this way. I said, "Bitch, if you don't get out of my face."
That was
You were nice to me.
Yeah.
That was because did you go on after her?
No, it was somebody. I couldn't. It was no way I was gonna be able to go after that because I was.
I'm saying, but your set, you hadn't.
Oh
Performed
yeah. I was after
My
that.
whole set would have been about her.
That part.
Nobody in the audience cared.
That would have been so in my mind. Like I would have been like, I can't even go on without
The audience did not care, Amanda. It was like they laughed at her saying that.
Then that's when I realized, you know what?
And I was like,
I got to shame the audience tonight. Looks like
Yeah.
Shame on y'all. I'm not even here for jokes no more.
Exactly.
Now we are at an assembly. Class.
I just learned a valuable lesson, which when I called D-Lay, I called Steve, and they were both like, if you're ever, because that was my first time headlining. If you're ever a headliner, first of all, know who on your show. I'm always picked for the shows I'm on. So I've never thought to say who's on here because I'm always picked. D-Lay picked. Whoever picks me. So I never thought to say, who are these people? I saw the flyer, but I didn't think to say, what do they talk about? Like, what are they going to say? And then I didn't think to say,
woman, I definitely would have investigated.
well, she on the flyer looks like this sweet little artsy little white lady. And even in person,
I know them. They don't fool me.
But I just learned I want to know who's on my show now. I want to know what they talk about. Yep. And I want to talk to them before the show to say, you can't say this on my show. Like, if you're going to talk about this, everybody else can't talk about it with you. So if you suck dick, great. Who else suck dick in here? Because everybody can't do it.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of folks on the show.
It was.
Yeah, I was like, oh, everybody.
And there was a host who changed clothes 3 times. Why are you changing clothes, ma'am? This is not an award show.
Where was this at?
Okay, so it was a producer who was really, really sweet. Really sweet. I've worked with her before on theater.
Like this was in Houston?
No, this was in Dallas.
Okay.
So I've worked with her before. She was like, I want to do a show. I want you to headline. I'll get everybody together. I want it to be all women. I want to have a good time. I want it to be raw. Raw to me is I can call you a bitch if I feel like it. That's raw. That's about as raw. Because I don't call the audience bitches. I don't get it. But that's raw to me. Like now, bitch, like I can do that. Raw to her was she wanted the fellatio and all of that. I don't do that. I do that as a person, but I don't do that as a performer. Like that is,
yeah.
It was
we
just
don't
a lot.
Talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah, I know it's a difference. You know what I do. You don't need to know.
I mean,
I think ultimately, there are shows that are marketed as like this is a nasty show. This is a raw show. Like this is a blue show. And so I think there's also just kind of like not necessarily having to vet all of the comics, but really like finding out like, so you producing this show, like is there a theme associated with this show and who's on this show? But that really is the lesson, is that if you're headlining a show, you absolutely can ask like who's on this show and do they align with my views? Not even my views, but like are we in the same type of vibe? Like I'm not gonna have people on my show who are like, I'm not gonna have someone open for me who's gonna spend the whole time like trying to make light of like what's going on in the world right now.
Oh, absolutely not.
That's not something I find like, that's not to say like, I'm not saying like, oh, not talking about it is making it light, but like when people try and say shit like, I don't even know why we care about like I'm just like, no, because now I got to spend my whole set
redoing it.
Yeah, so you want to have the same mindset at least, and the same mindset of humor.
Yes.
So we can all just get along.
So it all fits.
Yes, it's just a flow. Like a lot of new comics, myself included when I first started, thought loud was funny. Because when I first started, they were laughing, but I was yelling. So I watched my playback and was like, why am I screaming at these people?
Yes.
So I had to learn, girl, just say it. Just go with it. And that works. First of all, I keep my voice at the end of the night. The next day, I'm not struggling. And then you get more laughs because it's like, look what she just said and how calm she just said it. What is wrong with her?
Yeah.
Well, because it feels like a conversation.
Yeah.
More than
Then
like
angry.
Right, shot. You know?
Right, and that's what I love about, like I said, Amanda's style. Even when you have a conversation with some of your fellow comedians like Godfrey, we love Godfrey over here. Those conversations are classic to me. So if you guys want to have good humor, upliftment, and some realness, go get your tickets for We Black Outside Again tour. Go to amandaseals.com. Purchase your tickets, look at her tour schedule, and please, y'all, subscribe to her podcast. It'll be one of the best hits you do today.
That part.
Yes. Thank you all so much. And, you know, when you support shows like mine, you know, you're sending a message that this is the type of content and, you know, these are the types of voices that you want to see lifted up and that, you know, you want to come back to your city. So it's not, it is a big deal. I know deciding to spend money on a show. Trust me, we got inflation, we got gas prices, people trying to travel since they haven't been able to for quite some time now. So I get it. Buying tickets is no small feat, but understand I truly appreciate when you do, and you are sending a message when you do.
Yeah, exactly. I know we had one last minute question about demand respect when you're talking about serious issues. If you guys tune into Amanda, she's like the captain on that. From my
you demand respect. I feel like how you said earlier, like you have the facts. You know what I'm saying? Like, and also for what it's worth, you're gonna hear me when I talk about serious issues. I rarely say I think or I feel when it's about something that is not up for discussion.
That part, yeah.
Like you ain't never gonna hear me say, you know, I think Roe versus Wade. Like, no, it's gonna be a declarative. Roe versus Wade should not be repealed because, and it's those little things that drive people crazy because they want women to doubt themselves. They want us to always be in a space of like, well, maybe. And when you are actually convicted with what you're saying, it can rub some people the wrong way, but they got to respect that you are speaking that way. And when you support it with facts, they can't change. They can't do nothing about it.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah. That part. So thank you for addressing that real quick because I know you got a mad busy schedule, but Amanda, you just don't know how much we appreciate you coming back.
I do because y'all always show me love, so it is no mystery, and I appreciate y'all.
Oh, but we appreciate you guys too. Go follow Amanda Seals on every last single platform you guys can. Subscribe to her podcast and buy those tickets, people. It's so important that we support artists like Amanda. It really is. Thank you so much, Amanda.
Drama, good luck with the comedy and the acting and all the things. Keep going.
Thanks.
All right, Miss Amanda Seals, everybody. That is all right, girl. One thing I told you, I'm a diehard Amanda Seals fan. Drama, I'm glad you were here to put some perspective on it because, like I said, we are not comedians, so I knew that you would have some more input to add to the conversation, being in that light.
But Amanda is very intelligent, and this is why I like and love Amanda. Yeah. Not only because she can read you politely and respectfully, but just like, you know, when we were talking about that debate, you know, when you know something, because, you know, when I said that shit, I didn't say think, maybe. Motherfucker, these are facts. I'm not going to go back and forth with you with facts.
Exactly.
So I love the strong persona, and she gets the same thing that I get. When women are confident, intelligent, and they won't let you challenge it, you're judged. And it's normally, I always get it from men. Either you're mean, you're a bully, spoiled.
Yeah.
It's always some kind of negative input when you don't allow folks to cross
a line,
boundaries that you set in your facts.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And trust me, boo-boo, I live that shit every day.
Exactly, honey. I mean, but Drama came with some great questions, but I had a feeling you was going to bring that damn setup. Because when I was listening to that story, I was like, oh, shit.
Because I know she was going to think it was some BS. Because come on, man. Come on. Let's not.
It should have been called a fellatio tour.
I genuinely do not feel all of them were going to speak on that. But I think once the first two people did and they saw the reaction, they lost confidence in what they've been doing. and resulted to what somebody, and baby, that's what you're not finna get me to do.
Oh, well, that's what you call follow the leader. I don't do
yeah,
that.
I'm not gonna lose confidence in what I know I've been doing and that I know people have been laughing at, because baby, if you don't laugh at it, I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with it because that means you're not my audience and this is not the type of show for me. Well, I recognize I am very much a corporate, like I am a improv punchline. I'm very much a comedy club comic. I'm not a comedy show comic. And by show, I mean you normally sell bacon out of the back of a truck, but you want to do a comedy show. So that's,
he's like, I don't do that.
So I am not a baconator comedian. I can't do comedy for the bacon man and his people, because the bacon man people want to hear about pork ass. I'm not gonna talk about pork ass in my set. So that ain't me.
Pork ass don't seem like it's good for you. So they just made my blood pressure rise when she said that.
When that girl said, y'all don't want to laugh, who's suck dick in this? Wait a minute.
Yeah,
that
just
is
because
not...
I like to do that activities privately don't mean I
want to hear about it. See, I would have been in the front row, stone face.
3 people before you have already got one got on their knees. Another one made slurping and jerking motion sounds.
Oh God.
It's already been done, girl. Like
it's been beat to the flow.
Yes. And I know they were probably thinking I'm some bougie. No, I just know too many veterans in this game. In my mind, and like I explained to one girl after the show, because she caught me in a parking lot, my mind immediately went to, I said, if you go viral, do you want what you said tonight to be what went viral? Yeah. Do you want for your kids to see this viral video of you and that is what you are talking about? Because that'll be what you go viral on. I said, don't ever sacrifice your set for the sake of a laugh.
That's it.
Who you are. Because that's what I cannot imagine somebody say, "Ooh, this was so funny," and they post it. And now when people come up to me, instead of people saying, "Oh my God, that transmission joke you made was hilarious," instead they come up to me and say, "You was the girl that was talking about sucking dick, wasn't it?" Or if somebody were to say, "Hey, you know Andromeda the comedian," you'd be like, "No, I don't know who that is. The one that be sucking dick on stage."
Yeah, you don't want folks to reference that.
Yeah, like,
and you don't want to be with your grandparents and shit out. Oh, you the girl that was sucking dick on stage.
Yeah, or they telling my mama, "Ooh, I saw your daughter set. Ooh, she was talking about sucking dick so bad, Miss Gloria."
Yeah, she said she learned.
I don't want that to be what you take back home with you to remember about me. I don't want that to be the clip that goes viral about me. That ain't what I want to be known for. If that's her style, cool. But that particular girl, I know that wasn't her style. She is funny. She didn't have to resort to that. Like, she didn't have to.
But see, some people are so accustomed to this just add water formula, and there's no such
and following too.
And there's no such formula. If you jump on the bandwagon being not authentic to yourself or your audience, you're definitely gonna lose yourself, and you ain't gonna have no consistent audience because you switching up to whatever is appropriate at the time for you to try to come up.
7:04.
Okay.
And it's a Tuesday.
Oh, yes, ma'am. I'm about to wrap it up. But look, y'all, we're going to wrap it up. Miss Thing here. And we got to applaud Rocky. She made it through the show.
I told you, motherfuckers, I had this.
Yeah, I was concerned because the way you was looking on that live earlier, I was like, this heifer ain't going to make it.
I still look like it, though.
But no, well, at least you calmed down because you was in a whole different state.
I told you, I said IG, what we was doing then was different than what we doing now.
I got a table read anyway at 7:30.
Well, all right, Drama. Thanks again for tuning in, sis. We appreciate you. And we are going to have you on a future show. Tomorrow night, we have Coco Brown. Now, we don't usually do 2 shows in a week, but this is the only time we can schedule these ladies. And Mimi Simpson next week. Okay? Don't be looking at me like that. I know, because Rocky don't like doing 2 shows in a week, but I'm like, hey, we got to get these people while we can.
So, yeah, I understand. It's just like sometimes when I get, days I'm not supposed to be working, it goes into my schedule.
Okay.
Are y'all going to see Amanda Friday?
I think I got something on the agenda because I had a reminder because I didn't find out Amanda was going to be here until just last week. Okay. When I booked it, I was like, oh shoot! Every time she come to town, we talk to her. But I'm gonna definitely try to make it. If not, you guys definitely get your tickets. Go support that woman.
It's definitely worth going to see.
It is well worth the money. You guys will enjoy yourself a whole lot. But Drama, thanks again for joining us. We're gonna see you on them Instagram streets. Y'all follow Drama, One Act Drama on Instagram and everywhere else on it. Okay. Thanks, Drama.
Thank y'all.
Right, God bless this.
Appreciate you. All right, y'all. So I appreciate everybody up in the building. I'm about to let this high heifer take her makeup off and relax. And we're gonna watch Wolf of Wall Street. And if we go on live, it's just gonna be in the audience. I'm not going live no more tonight, okay?
No, I'm not either. But I had to remind, like, it's Tuesday and it's already 7:00.
All right, y'all. So we'll see you guys tomorrow night when we talk to Coco Brown. She will be at the Connie Lounge, Houston, this weekend, and Drama will be opening up for her. I'm not sure what night Drama will be opening up for Coco, but I'm sure we'll find out. We'll confirm. All right. So you got any closing statements, Heifer?
Good night. God bless. I holla.
All right, y'all. Peace.